Cause baby, my love is edible. One more time. Some call it. You know nothing stopping me from. Oh shit, my bad. I had it turned down too much. Can't hear the beat. Okay. Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. So let me put you to sleep. My love is your remedy, and it's all that you need. You can play it back real quick. Let me see if I like that.
Hey everybody, it's Diandra Marie, and today is a special day because right next to me, I'm sitting with recording artist, writer. He has opened up for Brandy, Kiki Wyatt, Kate Michelle, Neon Hitch, and he's headlined his own tour. The Prince of Urban Pop, Damien Crawford. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I'm chilling. We trying to get to know you right now.
Okay.
We trying to get to know you.
Come on,
so
let's
start from the very, very, very beginning.
Oh,
you
God,
started
do we have
at
to?
we do. How else we gonna know you?
Oh Lord, I was crazy back in the day. But all right.
So you started at a young age playing instruments,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what got you into playing instruments at such a young age?
You know, when you go to elementary school and they make you take music and you got to either pick violin and you got to pick band. So I picked band and I started with the saxophone and I did that for a couple years. And then when I got to high school, I changed into the trumpet and then I just started playing all types of different stuff, French horn and piano, and it just started from there. So
you're real eclectic when it comes to the instrument
don't
playing.
ask me to play it today because I ain't touched none of them in a couple years, but I knew how to do it back in the day. I was pretty good.
Okay. Well, were you singing and performing during this time?
I wasn't. I think the only thing I did in high school, I was like in the step team type thing, and that's it. I didn't really start trying to like do solo stuff until college.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just about to ask you because I know you graduated from Fairleigh Dickinson University.
FDU.
Yes, which is also my alma mater. So, why, some people now, nowadays it's like right when you graduate high school, people are focused on music. They're not going to school or they're not really trying to work like that.
Right.
So what made you go to school instead of focusing on music?
Well, one, my grandmother would have kicked my ass if I didn't go. So, but I like to have a contingency plan. I like to have a fallback plan. And I always want to be like, it's a business. So I wanted to go get education as far as businesses are concerned and learn, okay, if I do music, how am I going to be successful at it if I don't know how to be a businessman?
Right.
So I was like, let me go to school, learn what I could learn, and then I'll go ahead and try this thing out. Mm-hmm. So I also took it as time for me to like do talent shows and just build up to me actually going out on my own and trying to do it. So it helped me to be in college, and that's why I met a lot of good friends and everything like that who kind of helped me with the struggle. I'm calling it the struggle because being an independent artist is a struggle sometimes. So.
Right. So even after you graduated college, you started working in corporate America.
I did.
So why didn't you say, okay, after I got my degree, Grandma, let me focus on the music?
Because I like a cute coin,
I know
I
know that's right.
I was like, wait a minute now. I didn't grow up broke, and I said I ain't going to even start trying to be broke now. So I was like, let me still try to, make some bank, because nobody's going to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself.
Right.
So I was like, nobody's going to just give me money to go record an album and all stuff like that. So I was like, let me show everybody that I got this. Let me try to do what I could do with the money I got. And then after a while, I'll bring people in after they see what I could do on my own.
Right. And talk about seeing what you could do on your own, because in 2011, you came out with your self-written EP, the Crawford Chronicles, which featured Show Me the Light.
Yeah.
So being that was your first project, public project, what was the story you wanted to tell people?
I definitely wanted to tell people that I was deep. I wanted people to know, because I'm a goofball. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not really serious all the time. Right. So I was like, let me like write something that's really like heartfelt and touching and serious. So when Show Me the Light fell into my lap, the track was just like, it just had like a otherworldly type feel, and I just kind of put my emotions in it, and I didn't know it was going to do what it did. Like I didn't know I was going to do an EP. I just did that song, and when people heard it, like people around me, they were like, you got something here. Like you gotta do something with that. So, Show Me the Light. It kind of started everything. Mm-hmm. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you? It's just started with that song, how did the other songs kind of revolve around that?
Really, the first EP is kind of not that it's all over the place, but I like to dibble and dabble in different sounds.
Right.
So one track doesn't necessarily sound like the next. So I did like 5 or 6 songs. I wanted to show people that I can do, pop. I can do R&B. I can do hip hop. So that's why like I'm Fly is hip hop, and then like Get Your Dance Up is pop, and then Show Me the Light is just deep, and Believe in Your Heart is R&B. So I wanted to show everybody that I'm like well-rounded and I can do this because essentially I wanted to be a writer. I just wanted to go be a writer and write for Rihanna and Trey Songz and all these people and show everybody that I could do it. But once I had the EP, and I'm like, how am I going to get people to know that I'm even doing this?
Right.
Like, who's going to sing the stuff and do it the way I want it to be done if it's not me?
Okay.
So I just started singing it myself.
Sounds good. But then, and it did get a lot of success. And then in 2012, you came out with another self-written EP, The Rain, which got Down For You, Rockstar Life. Yeah. So being that was your second EP, did you put any pressure on yourself, trying to be better than the first? Or
I did. The second one, because the first one was so successful, and the reason it was so successful, I got to shout out like some vloggers that are potentially in the room right now, your boy Nunu and the Scorpion Show and 3LW TV, all those people like that I went to an event and I just handed out my CDs. I was hustling. I had my business cards, and they listened to it. They put it on their blog, and that's how it really got so big. But I was like, damn, I got to do a follow-up, and I got to do it now while everybody's like paying attention. And so when I did The Rain, I just was like, I wanted to be like just as dope, but I want it to be like to the next level. Right. So we definitely did that. I say we because my team is always like my people. Like I wanted to have like a bigger show. I wanted to have more dancers. I wanted to do more cities and just get out there and show people what we could do and what I could do with my music. So.
And not only did you show what you could do, in 2013, you came out with another self-written EP, The Champion. Yeah. So since we're talking about writing, and you said that was really, it sounded like it was more of your first love or where you were trying to go. Right. How hard or difficult was it to write for yourself when you were first starting out?
It was actually really easy because I just had so much that I wanted to say. So I hadn't written. As a kid, I didn't write really a lot. I didn't really express myself a lot. So music was the best way to do that. And one thing, I'm like such a chum, but I'm like, I can write some really dope-ass love songs. So if the right track comes along, like I just was like, this needs to be on the radio. Like,
Yes.
But yeah, it was pretty easy to write because I had so much to say. So.
And you write for other artists, correct? Yeah. Who do you write for?
I mean, a lot of independent artists, a lot of people that are, you're trying to just make it, and it's great practice for me to write for other independent artists. I've written for like K. Will and Will Sheridan, and there's other people in the game. You may not have heard of them because they're on the come up.
I like independent music.
Yeah, there's no restrictions on independent music. You just put it out there. There's no label telling you what to do. It's just you. Yes. So it's great because you can do what you want with it. Right. So. And
if you can compare writing for yourself and writing for other people, is one more difficult than the other? Do people you write for have to say to you, I want it to be about this, and it kind of blocks your creativity a bit?
Well, no. It actually challenges you because what I usually do is I'll ask them, just give me a theme. Okay. Like, what do you want this to be about? And then, like, I'll arrange it. I'll put all the words together. They may throw, like, a line or two in there. But usually I just take that theme and I run with it. And it just challenges you. So I've had artists come back to me saying, okay, I like it, but it's not really me. So that's the other part. It's like, I'm writing from me. Right. You really got to know the other artists. So it's good to actually hang out with them for a little bit, talk to them, so that you can see, like, would they actually do this or would they say this? So I got to you gotta actually, that's the hard part, knowing if they would actually do what you're saying.
Right.
So.
Well, let's go back to the easy part for you, which is performing. I mean, you know, everyone says, really? I mean, I was going to ask what your secret is, you know, because everyone says you have an innovative show, you have the energy, it's exciting, you've performed in the United States, internationally, but what's your secret? Is there a secret?
Just, we have fun. Me and my friends, all my friends, like, none of us are professionals at what we do. Like, we are literally just having fun and just showing our fun to the world. Okay. So we start off with, like, my two best friends, Erica and Amina, and they're not dancers. You know, they didn't grow up dancing. You know, I didn't grow up dancing. But when I put a show together, I'm like, I want it to look like as professional and as hot as it can. So I want to have, like, dancers, and I want to have lights, and I want to have, you know, a live band, sound, and all that. So I just, like I said, just took what I knew and what I saw on TV that got me hype, and I tried to do it myself. And still a work in progress, but it's fun at the end of the day.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, how have you progressed as an artist, you know, from starting off, you said in college, until now, as far as the writing, the singing, and the performing? How do you feel like you've progressed?
Well, now I take my time now, and I feel like that's a lot better, because the stuff that I actually really take my time with just seems to be that much more fulfilling. Okay. In the beginning, you know, it was just bam, 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 bam. I would perform at the gas station down the street, you know, on the first album. Right. But now it's kind of like, no, let me pick the right place. It's got to be the right time. It's got to be the right event, and you just work up to that, and then that's how you do. It just feels a little bit better. So. Trying to stay down that road. That's why may not have seen a lot lately, because I'm really trying to just pick the right thing that's going to be, like, just dope as hell for me. So
that is so cool. Like, I think that's really awesome, because I feel like the entertainment industry as a whole, I feel like because people don't really take their time and they'll just do things anywhere, any place, you know, any type of talent, it kind of, I feel, brought down the expectations of the entertainment industry. Right. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, like, I like when people actually put time and effort into the album, into the tour, and let it sit for itself. Like Justin Timberlake, he will come out and put out an amazing album, and you won't hear from him for like 5-6 years.
Exactly.
But that's why his albums, like, each song just flows into the next and always has like a breakdown and everything like that. I'd rather wait 5 or 6 years for a good album than to just bump out like 3 albums in 1 year. Like that all sound like, you know, just what's on the radio.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. So, okay. With your writing, your singing ability, and your performance, you are named the Prince of Urban Pop. What is urban pop, for those who don't know?
It's just a mix of, you know, hip hop and pop, basically. Okay. You know, and I think a lot of the sounds today are basically urban pop. You know, you can have like Nicki Minaj doing something like Starships, but, you know, the way she's rapping and everything, like, that's urban pop. It's just bringing a little bit of, you know, hip hop, a little bit of hood to the pop culture. So that's all it is. Okay,
and you're the prince. Okay, I see the crown. I see the crown. I see the crown. Don't worry.
It's a horrible nickname that came around the first project that I'm not able to get rid of. So.
Really? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I mean, it's good, though. At least you're the prince. At least you're the prince, right?
Who's the king?
I don't know.
Let's go find him.
Yeah, I don't know. But you mentioned before, you know, you like being an independent artist because there's a lot more freedom. Mm-hmm. And I have to agree with you. You know, I feel like I've heard independent artists, and once they go mainstream, it kind of is like, I'm not really feeling that. Right. So what is your take on that? Would you rather stay independent, or do you want to be, you know, independent and popular like you are, or do you want to go mainstream and, you know, potentially travel the world, you know, because of the record label supporting you? How do you feel about that?
Well, see, there's pros and cons to both. Because, you know, with the label, you don't have as much say, but, you know, you have basically a budget to work with. And independent is all you. And that's one of the biggest struggles with these artists these days, because where you getting the money to do this video, and there's so many expectations from viewers now. Like, videos these days got to be like like Beyonce.
Yeah,
Like they got to be on the same level. But you know, where are you going to get this budget from? So it's very difficult. That's one of my struggles right now. Is like I know the next thing that I want to do visually has to be amazing because it can't. You know, people's expectations of today are just like
ridiculous.
Got to be on point.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part. But that's what the cons of being independent is that you don't really have that budget. But just the freedom to do and write and say and perform where you want to is there's no better feeling than that, you know. But being on a label, you know, people setting stuff up for you, you know, it's just
yeah.
I don't know. You just roll the dice and see which
Yeah.
one you want to go with. It all depends on the person.
Okay, sounds good. So, has anybody ever told you look like Jussie Smollett from Empire? Has anyone ever told you that?
I don't look like him, but I showed you at the gym. My friend did a side by side because we just happened to have the same shirt on and the same hair that day, and my filter made me lighter. So that's the only reason why I thought for that 1 second that I did. But no, I'm not gonna take that away from him. That's a good comparison.
Oh yeah, I mean you remind me of him. I mean his character Jamal. Do you watch Empire?
Of course.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So how realistic do you feel his character's story is? You know, I mean, his parents didn't really accept it growing up. Then his mom started to. His dad still does it. You know, Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson. But he came out and he was a great mainstream artist, you know. Do you feel like that is a realistic story?
I think in today's world it definitely could be. I don't know if it's happened yet. I think the closest thing we came to that is Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's only been on television. It hasn't happened in real life yet for you know, a homosexual to be mainstream.
Right.
It's time. I mean, if Bruce Jenner can turn into a woman and have all the support,
right,
why can't, you know, a gay artist be on the charts?
Exactly.
So I think it's time.
Yeah. So do you think that with Empire being out there and with it being such a big success, do you feel like it can break barriers for gay men to be mainstream, whether they're singing, dancing, rapping, or whatever?
Absolutely. I think now, you know, we're so desensitized to everything because it's in our faces on television, and it just becomes a new normal.
Right.
And that's what we're living in right now. So, and it's great. So I think anybody should be able to be successful just being who they are. Like that's just the best way, and that's the greatest thing about America is that we can all be who we are, and it's just like it's interesting.
Right.
So I think it would be great for it to be reality for somebody, you know, whether a gay person, a bisexual, whoever, LGBT person, to be on the charts with everybody else.
Exactly.
Why not?
And I just want to say too, I feel like you and Jussie Smollett, I mean, you know, before when you used to see a gay man on TV, it's like, all this and all that, you know, and then it gets equated into a stereotype. Yep. But I feel like you both break the stereotypes. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to sing about your sex life or who you rather be with. You know, you don't have to be that to still represent the community.
Right.
So how important is that to you to still represent the community without fitting the stereotypes?
I think it's important, again, to just be yourself. There's tons of different types of people. There's people who are masculine. There's people a little more flamboyant. And it's, you know, whatever floats your boat. It's great. We can have somebody flamboyant represent the community, and we can have somebody masculine, you know, represent the community, because both of those represent the community.
Exactly.
So, but it's great to get the whole story. For a while, we were only getting one representation,
one
but it's great now to show that there's way more people who are more masculine that are, you know, LGBT than flamboyant. So
exactly. Okay, so what can we expect from you? You said you've been a little quiet. What are you working on? We want to know.
Well, I'm on a reality show right now. It's called The Circle NYC.
Yep.
So that's out right now. You can catch me on that. I'm working on a lot of collabs.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my Nicki Minaj on and just be on everybody's record and just really just, because that's like just quick exposure to where I don't have to push hard to promote something when it's like, okay, nope, I put my vocals on this artist's track and he's going to promote it too. So it's like we can get further together than apart. So I'm just jumping on anybody's record, if it sounds good and they have a good brand and they're really doing something, I'll be on your record.
Nice.
So.
Well, any independent artist, hit him up. If the track is right, though, he's not just gonna hop on anything. He's taking his time.
It's gotta be dope.
He's taking his time. So you mentioned you're on a reality show, The Circle NYC, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so what is your role in that? What is the show about?
Well, basically, it filmed last year, and my part is just to show my progression with music. Last year, I was getting ready for my international show in DR, and I was hosting some dance shows, and I was recording a new single and a music video. So it just shows me kind of working. You'll see that. You'll see some, the video with Matrell and myself, how, all that came together, and the drama that came with the video and us interacting with all of it. But at the end of the day, it's very positive, viewership of how, an independent artist moves and works and how it is. So that's what I bring to the storyline. There's some ratchetness on the show for those who enjoy that. And, I may have an argument on the show. I may have a disagreement, but at the end of the day, we handle it as adults and we move on. So I think it's called The Circle NYC. It's all New York, names of New York people that are doing stuff, and I'm one of the people. So make sure y'all gotta check it out. It's a really good show. Okay,
so we can just Google or YouTube The Circle NYC and it'll come up.
It'll come right up.
Are there any shows or anything that we can look forward to in the near future, or?
I have a vision.
Okay.
It's really for 2016.
Okay.
But I really want to get my ish together. I want to take some dance classes. I want to take some vocal lessons. I want to do all that and just come out next year with something just crazy and just go back to how I was pushing hard before. So this year was really just for me to regroup and to really just get myself together. But all the collabs and everything are going to start leaking out by the end of the year, and then it's going to just push me to come out with my own solo thing next year and just really get it popping.
I mean, we don't mind waiting. You came out with 3 EPs back to back to back to back, so it's okay. It's okay.
Go on YouTube. You see, I was every freaking every weekend. I was exhausted, but it was fun. So I'm just taking some time to just regroup and then come back and give the people what they want.
Okay, sounds good. So make sure you keep following Damien Crawford. Now, quickly, before we head out, what is a message you can give to a young adult who, maybe they're just starting college like you did, who know they have a passion for music, but they're just not sure? What can you tell them?
Well, I would say really just think about it, take some time with it, and just perfect it as much as you can. And when you're ready to let the world hear it, then that's when you can start making the right moves to get to that point. Because it's not an overnight thing. It's not. And it's very nerve-wracking to put out something that you've worked on and let everybody hear it, And everybody's not going to like it, But there's a lot of people that will like it. So, but you got to take that chance. You got to be a risk taker. And that's performing and being an artist. You're taking risks every time you step on the stage. You never know how it's going to go. So I would just say life is too short to be scared. You got to go out there and put it out there. If people don't like it, you know what to work on to get better. So I say just do it. Go for it.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Go for it.
Okay, cool. Now, how can we follow you? We've talked to you. We've interacted with you. Yes. We know about you.
We run into each other at the gym.
Yes, we ran into each other at the gym. Where can we follow you? Where can we keep up with you?
Just type in Damien Crawford, Damien, and I'll pop up. I've searched it myself, so I know. I'm the only Damien Crawford, really. So everything, my Instagram is Damien Crawford, Facebook is Damien Crawford, so website is Damien Crawford. So
okay, so just anything Damien Crawford, you'll find him. So thank you so much for sitting down with me. I really appreciate it. What do you one more thing before we sign out? What you want to say? You got to put the shades on. The shade is about to come.
I just want to say that I love everybody. And thank you for tuning in. Diandra.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
T. Crawford signing out. Deuces. We're so stupid.